If Marilyn Monroe lived today, the icon versus the internet. She was the original influencer before the word even existed, a woman whose image was captured 1 billion times, but whose soul remained a mystery. In 1962, the world lost Marilyn Monroe to the crushing weight of fame and loneliness. Ama bugün yaşasaydı ne olurdu? Imagine Norma Jean in the era of Instagram, TikTok, and 24-hour paparazzi. Would she have been the queen of the digital age, or would the modern world have broken her even faster? Today, we are stepping into a neon-lit alternate reality to ask, if Marilyn Monroe lived today, would she finally find her voice, or would she be the ultimate victim of the viral era? In this modern timeline, Marilyn wouldn't just be an actress, she would be a global powerhouse. With over 100 million followers, she wouldn't need a studio head to tell her what to wear or what to say. She would be the master of her own narrative. Imagine Marilyn Monroe using her platform to speak openly about mental health, foster care, and the trauma of her childhood. In 1950, her vulnerability was seen as a weakness. In 2026, it would be her greatest strength. She would have used her Marilyn persona as a high fashion brand, while Norma Jean lived a quiet, authentic life behind a private account. She would have been the first to dismantle the blonde bombshell stereotype she helped create. But there is a darker side to this modern what if. The paparazzi of the 60s were nothing compared to the relentless 24/7 scrutiny of the internet. Marilyn was a woman who was starving for love, and the modern world offers a dangerous substitute, validation through likes and comments. Every move she made, every relationship, every weight fluctuation would be dissected by millions of strangers in real time. For a woman who already felt unwanted, the toxic side of social media could have been a death sentence. The loneliness she felt in her Brentwood home would have been amplified by a digital world that watches everything but sees nothing. However, the modern age would have given her one thing she never had in the 60s: agency. Marilyn was a brilliant woman who studied Lee Strasberg and read James Joyce, but Hollywood only wanted her to giggle. Today, she wouldn't have had to fight for a seat at the table. She would have owned the table. We would see Marilyn Monroe as a producer, a director, and an advocate for women in film. She would have been a leader of the Me Too movement, having survived the casting couches of old Hollywood. She would have turned her victim status into a legacy of power, protecting the next generation of girls from the wolves she had to face alone. If Marilyn lived today, she might have finally achieved her ultimate dream, to be taken seriously. We wouldn't just remember her for a white dress over a subway grate. We would know her as a multifaceted artist and a survivor. Perhaps with modern therapy and a world that is finally starting to understand the complexity of female identity, she wouldn't have needed the pills to sleep. She might have been a graceful 99-year-old legend sitting on a porch in Malibu, finally at peace with the girl she used to be. The candle in the wind would have finally found a place where the wind couldn't reach it. Marilyn Monroe was a woman born in the wrong century. She had a 21st century mind trapped in a mid-century world. She gave us the blueprint for modern fame, but she didn't live to see the world catch up to her. If she were here today, she would likely be the most followed, most loved, and most misunderstood person on Earth. But for the first time, she would have had the tools to fight back. What do you think? Would Marilyn have conquered the internet, or would she have deleted her accounts and disappeared to a quiet life? Let's talk about the modern icon in the comments below.